Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Kamar Sumaira from the Department of English, University of Southern Punjab. So our today's topic of discussion is level of linguistic analysis with respect to the words we use and their respective meanings. Our concern is with the words and their denotative and connotative aspects. You all know that these two things are denoting your semantic and pragmatic aspect of the meanings of the words. So we have the two types of words we all know, lexical words and the content words. What are the lexical words? These are the words like the nouns, the verbs, adjectives or adverbs. And the examples of all these words are like run, happy, quickly. The other type of the words are functional words, which are having their grammatical purpose to be used inside the sentences. For example, the conjunctions, the prepositions and the articles. The examples we all know. Articles are a, and the, whereas the prepositions are of, and, on, with, within. The third type is content words that conveys main messages. For example, nouns and verbs or adjectives may contain the all meanings of the actual language we use. So it means the hidden meaning is lie in between these words that constructs your sentences. For example, sing, beautiful, and all that. So while combining these content words and functional words, we would be having the concept of sentence construction. Our denotative and connotative meanings are dependent on the use of these words at the place where they occur in our sentences. What is denotative meaning? I've talked much about it today. What is denotative? We call this one meaning in semantics as literal meaning as well, which is also your dictionary meanings. So it means their meanings are fixed in some language. For example, if we say the sun is shining, it refers just to the shining of a sun or the light of a sun, and there is no other meaning. But yes, if I use the same sentence in some other pragmatic aspect or in some other context, when I am referring someone as a sun, the meanings would be changed. So the meanings are connotative also in their aspect, which is called associative meaning as well. So these meanings are the reflections of the emotional attitudes and the associations that are lying beyond the literal meaning of a word. Another example that is coming to my mind is like when I say, he's a star in the company. So it means I connotate the word he with the company's success and the importance. So it means he is important for the company like a star in the sky. Another one is she is a nightmare to work with. It connotates something difficult, something unpleasant. So definitely some positive and negative connotations are associated with the words where they have been used. Let's explore some examples. I would give you it as your assignment as well. Can you explore the meaning and the difference between the home and house? We have learned it in our synonymic way that the meaning of a home is house. So that is just the denotative aspect, but both refer to a place where people live in. The connotation of home connotates warmth, comfort, and family, while house is more neutral. It means it is just rented or possession of something. So it does mean that home is something that you possess and house is just where you live in and pass your time. There are many other words which are being used for the reason of their appearance or for the reason of their existence in some language. So what are the reasons that the authors or the writers are using them? The very first reason or the importance lies in between that what the author is using or why he is using. So it definitely tells the authorial intent or author's intention that he is using all these words in some positive or negative connotation. It creates understanding that not only denotates and connotates the meaning, it also helps out to uncover the author's intentions and attitudes. Another reason could be the reader's interpretation to be created. It means to create the reader's interpretation level with the text. So recognizing authors' connotations can reveal underlying themes and emotions in our text. That is what the importance of our connotative aspect of the meaning. The style and the tone can also be explored as being a stylistic choice of the writer, that why someone is using the double meaning of a word while having its denotative aspect. The choice of words with specific connotations contributes to the overall style and tone of a piece of writing. There are certain techniques that the authors use while choosing the words for their text. I said it's already that it could be positive or negative in their appearance. Let's have some other examples. Compare this one sentence, like she was thrifty, to the sentence that she was stingy. Definitely the first sentence has a positive connotation, while the second one has been said with some negative thought or with some negative emotion. That is a connotation. So the choice of words conveys a different tone towards the subject's behavior or the speaker's behavior. Using words with strong emotional feel and attitude develops the connotations, and this is what cultural based. It is not something that is individually created, it is something that is culturally indented inside the languages. So it means connotations are not only the independent effect of a person who is speaking why, it also reflects that what is the story behind using those words in some culture or in a language. Let's say, for example, the politician's heartfelt speech moved the crowd. We have learned this one news many times on the TV screen, that the politician's heartfelt speech moved the crowd. The word heartfelt has a positive connotation. It means we all take it positive, that he must have said something that is in reference to the audience intention or with some audience benefits. It contributes to a tone of sincerity and empathy as well. So the words will let us know that what are their meanings and for which reason they are being used by some writer in as a style of that author. The one more reason can be that the author might be employs the connotations to create imagery. Now imagery is all about what? It's all about to create some sensuous imagery or sensuous imagination in our thoughts. Example could be the serene lake reflected the evening sky. I would repeat definitely. The serene lake reflected the evening sky. The word serene evokes the calmness, peace, peacefulness, and the setting of a tranquil core. So it does mean that it plays with the cultural connotations. It is having one more effect in our writing, that playing with cultural connotations is quite a tough job. So you need to know the culture before you know the text about what you are exploring the stylistic devices. For example, he's a giant in the field. The word giant connotates importance, expertise, and influence for creating a tone of respect and admiration. But do we really mean that giant means something large, something enormous, something gigantic? Yes, it does mean all when we take the not only denotative but also the connotative aspects. Another reason is to create irony and sarcasm. You know, this irony and sarcasm means what? It does mean that you are saying something but you meant differently. And that's the beauty of connotations, I guess. And the one example of connotations can also be your idiomatic uses of a language, which would be our next lecture as well. So when the irony and sarcasm have been done through connotations, what kind of example may rise? What a beautiful day. That I may say on a stormy day. Can I say, what a beautiful day today during a rainstorm? Yes, then the word would definitely suggest that how much I like the stormy day. Or what would be having this one word effect on my personality or my attitude or the behavior. How does it changes me? So denotations and connotations both are important for the reason that they develop the concept of thinking as well as developing the sense of creativity in the author's mind. If it is so, it does mean that we need to know that what is the importance of some denotative or connotative aspect of the meaning of a word. These are not only the two in number. We all know that the colors would have their denotations and connotations as well, a part of the words we are talking about. the colors would be having their denotative and connotative aspect as well. If red color is a symbol of attraction, it can also be a symbol of danger. The two opposites or the dichotomies we have in respect to the use of meaning. So it means not only the words but the signs and symbols do have semiotic effect or do have their pragmatic aspect in the form of denotations and connotations. You need to learn much about it due to the reason that they are applied much not only in literary but also in non-literary text. So explore it through the images in the given advertisements, whatever around you. You may explore it by the use of the different images or different symbols around you, the different logos of the different companies, why they are using it and what is the effect of their color images. So it's not just the fixing of the words in some situation. It's all about the use of colors as well. The things which do not speak are much meaningful in their connotations. That's just a small tip to all of you to memorize and to recollect your ideas and for sure to remember and know about the color psychology as well. This is not only the end. We are going to debate on the same topic with some other feature in our next lecture as well. Till that time, stay blessed. Have a nice day.